Chaos Control! Oh, hey y'all. And I took a 2-day break. Because I was burnt out on streaming, that's why. Hey Lucas. What's poppin', bro? Nothing much. Just playing some games. We just gonna be chilling. Alright. Pretty good. Nice, nice. I won't be reading chat for, no. I won't be reading chat a lot. Because I'm focusing. Okay. Hello? I don't know how to say the name, but I don't. Hold up. me shut up.
Anti-heroes, walking the mysterious gray line between good and evil. They do what they want, however they want, when they want it. Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyans and rival to Goku. And Shadow, the ultimate life form and rival to Sonic. I'm Wizard and he's Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Born a prince to a warrior-like Saiyan race, Vegeta's people were slaughtered by an evil tyrant named Frieza, who molded Vegeta into a deadly, ruthless killer. Over time, however, Frieza's iron grip over him led Vegeta to rebel, ushering Frieza's final defeat with the help of fellow Saiyan Goku. After struggling with adapting to life on Earth, Vegeta eventually became one of the planet's strongest defenders. He even got hitched to Bulma, breaking poor Master Roshi's heart. Vegeta can move and fly at hypersonic speed. He can survive underwater and in far outer atmospheres for long periods of time. He even has the endurance to survive a nuclear friggin' blast. Vegeta can use a natural inner energy called Ki to create devastating attacks. His trademark attack is a purple laser called the Gallic Gun. His Big Bang attack unleashes a huge explosion of energy covering a vast distance and can be narrowed to a beam for concentrated accuracy. He can launch a volley of energy bullets, pounding his foe with dozens of deadly blasts. But his most devastating move is his final flash attack, a huge golden beam that can destroy whole planets. Vegeta's Ki is quite versatile and not limited to these 4 attacks. He is never without a weapon. But wait, there's more! That's right, Vegeta can reach the legendary status of Super Saiyan, a near indestructible form which increases his power output by 500%. And he can take this form to the next level for yet another 500% increase. That's a lot of power in math. The Super Saiyan form is sustained through Vegeta's remaining energy. Also, despite reaching the level of Super Saiyan 4, he was only able to do so with Bulma's Bloodwave machine and cannot do so naturally. In a death battle, we don't allow help from spouses. Vegeta is cocky, arrogant, and proud. He seeks to be the best and is willing to fight the best to do so, even allowing his opponents to reach power levels much greater than his own. While this has led to him dying twice so far, he's still around somehow, kicking ass and being a dick.
I am a Super Saiyan! And you can burn in hell!
Hello.
Built by Professor Gerald Robotnik with alien DNA, Shadow the Hedgehog was created to be the ultimate life form. Despite being a powerful living weapon, Shadow's initial purpose was to provide genes capable of curing the deathly ill, specifically Gerald's granddaughter Maria. But before Shadow could be shared with the world, tragedy struck. Then Shadow went crazy and tried to destroy the Earth for revenge. But he ended up saving the day instead. Though people are still getting sick on Earth, so I guess he kind of forgot about that whole living cure thing, huh? Shadow can move at hypersonic speeds and survive underwater and in space. He's even tough enough to survive a fall to the Earth from the moon. And that's one long-ass fall. Well, it wasn't exactly the moon, but Shadow survived a fall of about 200,000 miles. By the time he hit the ground, he was falling at a rate of over 6 million feet per second. I feel sorry for whatever was around when he landed. Some guy just walking along there. Oh my God! Right. Shadow possesses a natural link to the Chaos Force, a never-ending pool of unbelievable energy. He can fire several different energy-based projectiles like Chaos Spears and Beams, but his most powerful attack is Chaos Blast, a huge explosion which annihilates everything around him in seconds. He can also manipulate time and space with Chaos Control, though depending on the situation, using this technique to its fullest takes time and is impractical in combat. Also, Shadow wears 2 inhibitor rings, which restrict his access to the Chaos Force to maintain control. Should he remove them, his power increases immensely, but is somewhat uncontrollable and quickly tires him out. His Chaos power also increases depending on the number of Chaos Emeralds he has. And when he gets 7 of them, he goes super. Super Shadow is the pinnacle of his powers, receiving a 1000% increase. He can fly, move near the speed of light, and is totally invincible. Despite this, Shadow's super form can only last a few minutes. But considering his super speed, a short time to him is a long time to his opponent.
That's not all. I'm full of surprises.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all. Oh wait, let me get a new book first.
An audiobook
From Audible.com.
for people who are too lazy to read or are blind. But boy, I get them.
Audible.com is the leading provider of downloadable audiobooks. With over 75,000 titles in every genre imaginable, each can be downloaded to your MP3 player and played back anytime, anywhere.
It's like TV for just your ears.
Go to audiblepodcast.com/deathbattle to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today.
Can't argue with free. But now it's time for a death battle!
There you are. I knew I sensed an extraordinary power around here.
Well, that certainly sounds like me. Who and what are you?
I am Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
Ultimate life form? A weird-looking rat is an ultimate life form? That's a laugh. Word of advice, freak. You're a little on the short side to try to be threatening.
Funny, I was going to say the same thing about you.
You've just sealed your fate, fool.
Fight!
Pellet gun, fire! Pathetic. Before you die, let me show you a true ultimate life form. Tell me, Hedgehog, does a lab rat like yourself experience fear?
You have no idea who you're dealing with?
What's this?
Behold the true power I possess.
Wow, what a ripoff. Where'd he go?
Right behind you.
The hell? How did I get here?
That was easier than I thought. I guess I'm better than
Cheap trick teleporting me underwater, coward! Cut the act and give up already! You're nothing compared to me. God damn it. Playtime's over, runt!
No. Is he insane? Chaos! Control! Yes! I did it!
Congrats, Furball.
It's time to end this. Chaos Blast! Uh-oh.
Sayonara.
Oh, somebody call PETA, we're down a hedgehog!
With Super Shadow's godly power and invulnerability, the question wasn't if Vegeta could kill Shadow, it was if Vegeta could survive Super Shadow.
But Vegeta's proven time after time he can take one hell of a beating and lasted long enough for Shadow to turn back to normal, giving Vegeta the opening he needed.
His loud mouth certainly helped the minutes pass too.
Looks like Shadow's time was up.
The winner is Vegeta.
Next time on Death Battle.
Got an idea for Death Battle? Subscribe and leave a comment. Their rivalry is legendary. Their fame, unmatched. This battle has gone on for nearly 3 decades, but today it finally comes to an end.
Mario, Nintendo's whimsical Italian turtle crusher.
And Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega's specialist of speed.
Time to find out if Sega really does what Nintendo don't.
For this bout, we'll be using the same rules Death Battle has had for the past 3 years. Most importantly, the original video games will be our primary source for analysis.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Plumber, carpenter, doctor. Mario has worn many hats throughout his life, but he always does so as a hero.
Except for that time he tortured an animal, but no one really talks about that.
Born as one of the 7 star children possessing an extraordinary amount of power,
And extra horrible crying fits.
Mario was assuredly destined for greatness.
Then him and his little bro Luigi wound up in New Donk City, where he spent his days throwing shit at monkeys and, fixing toilets. Not exactly the great heroic destiny I was expecting, but hey, at least his girlfriend was smoking.
But everything changed after a chance meeting with Princess Peach Toadstool. Her Mushroom Kingdom had been conquered by Bowser, the tyrannical king of the Koopas, and her only hope of rescue lay in the hands of the Mario Brothers.
And Mario had all the power he needed to take the Turtle Terror down. He's super tough, super quick, and really, really strong. He can jump several times his own height, smash tanks to bits with his butt, and toss Bowser around as if he's a featherweight.
So long, Bowser.
Needless to say, the Mushroom Kingdom was in good hands.
So was the princess. She even gave Mario a piece of her cake. If you know what I'm saying. Get in there, buddy. You deserve it all. Oh, come on. It's an actual cake. That's good too, I guess.
And if his strength doesn't cut it, Mario has plenty of extra weapons and powers on hand.
He can already shatter brick with his bare fists, but when he needs the power to break down the toughest walls, he busts out the Ultra Hammer. Sounds like a wrestling move Lou Albano would have used back in the day. Rest in peace, Kevin.
Forged by 2 master blacksmiths, the Ultra Hammer, combined with Mario's mighty swing, can break through practically any material.
And he's got a ton of awesome power-ups, like that spicy fire flower.
Actually, while Mario used to need this flower, he has since learned how to use pyrokinesis without it.
Well, the ice flower lets him freeze enemies, the Lucky Bell turns him into a kitty cat, and the Super Mushroom gives him a power boost and increases his size. Ha! I bet the princess likes that one.
With his frog suit, his swimming ability increases dramatically. With the Double Cherry, he can create clones of himself with no power decrease. With the stopwatch, he can freeze time. With the Cape Feather or the Wing Cap, he can soar to new heights. And with the Starman or Rainbow Star, he becomes totally invincible. For a short time.
And with the Gold Flower, he never has to work another day in his life, because he's got an infinite supply of money, made of people.
While he can carry several power-ups at once, Mario doesn't always need them to prove his potential.
He's quick enough to maneuver when transformed into a bolt of lightning, and skilled enough to pilot the Star Diver as it rockets through the atmosphere. He's so friggin' manly, he took an explosion to the face that wrecked an entire castle. And even better, he was standing in the middle of this.
Based on a standard tennis court's measurements, we can determine the blast of this fireball covered a radius of over 2,000 feet. To reach this distance, the blast must have had an explosive yield of over 2.4 megatons.
So what you're saying is Mario could totally play tennis with a nuclear warhead for a ball and be totally fine.
Probably. Also, he can throw a baseball so fast it overloaded this speed gun, implying it was launched over 999 miles per hour. In the Mario World cartoon, he hurled a dinosaur out of orbit. Assuming this creature is of similar size and weight to a Tyrannosaurus Rex, this feat would require a force of over 135 tons of TNT.
Wait, Wiz, I thought you said we're only using the games.
Any official material counts so long as it's supported by the games, otherwise we'd be ignoring a huge majority of the character's history. Take a look at this chain chomp. It's actually made up of solid gold. Gold is ridiculously heavy. While 1 cubic foot of iron weighs 491 pounds, a cubic foot of gold is over 1,200 pounds. Luckily, a chain chomp is a perfect sphere, so we can compare it to Mario's height to find that it weighs nearly 6,000 tons.
Wait, did he just leave it in that hole? Cash it in, Mario! That thing's worth $366 billion!
That's actually correct.
Well, yeah, that guy on TV who always wants my gold told me.
This isn't even Mario's most impressive feat. At one point, he lifted an entire fortress and punted it through the air.
He does the same thing in the manga, and it's pretty on par with the strength he's shown against Bowser, who's survived collapsing castles multiple times.
Since this presentation makes the castle's size difficult to determine, we measured the entire interior based on maps from the game. By scaling these measurements to the castle's smaller avatar and conservatively assuming a limestone composition, we've determined the castle must weigh more than 61 million tons.
And he just kicked it away like it was a freaking soccer ball.
Given the distance it was kicked, Mario must have exerted a force of around 3.5 megatons of TNT. Do you realize what this means? Mario's foot is 231 times more powerful than the atomic bomb that dropped on Hiroshima.
Now seems like a good time for a beer. Or 12.
Honestly, Mario's absurd strength shouldn't be as surprising as you'd think. While he's fairly naive and not much of a strategist, he's saved the Mushroom Kingdom from Bowser's clawed grip time and time again. And the Koopa King is tough enough to survive a dip in the sun, or even a black hole.
Don't underestimate Nintendo's powerful plumber.
Here we go!
Somewhere out there, on a strange alternate version of Earth, humans coexist with anthropomorphic animals. But this world has been assailed over and over by the vile Dr. Ivo Robotnik, otherwise known as Eggman.
Why the heck does he need such a dumb alias when he's already got a name as cool sounding as Robotnik?
But hope persisted. Whenever the Eggman hatched a scheme, one did not have to wait long for a certain blue streak to speed by. This was Sonic the Hedgehog.
He's the fastest thing alive!
He's the fastest thing alive!
While Sonic has a superhuman physique overall, speed is his speciality. In fact, superhuman speed is a natural trait for the anthropomorphic hedgehog, though Sonic's abilities are far superior to his kin.
Wait a minute, all hedgehogs have super speed? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, real hedgehogs are also nocturnal, not blue, and when they try to make friends with foxes, they get eaten. So I don't think Sega cares.
Alright then, to stop Eggman from turning all his animal pals into batteries, Sonic cranked up that speed and weaponized it. He can crush his enemies with the spin attack, strike multiple times with the homing attack, go 0 to Sonic Boom instantly with the super peel out, and plow through hordes of badniks with the spin dash. Holy crap! I think this guy would just vomit all the time.
He's also used a number of power-ups throughout his adventures, including elemental shields. The Aqua Shield is especially useful as it grants him an incredibly high bouncing jump and protection against his greatest nemesis.
Robotnik?
No, water.
Seriously, Sonic, buddy, learn to swim already and save our ears from that nightmare music.
The blue hedgehog can also gain abilities from small alien beings called wisps.
They can turn him into a fireball, a yellow drill, a black hole, a bunch of stuff really, even a demonic hungry hippo.
But before we delve any further, there is something vital which we need to discuss. It's time to figure out Sonic's speed.
Oh boy, here we go.
While he has boasted that he is faster than light, Sonic has yet to prove this in canon without the aid of additional equipment or power-ups.
Oh yeah, like when he connects to a trail of rings. But you can't take his bragging too seriously. He's still got some of that radical 90s attitude.
I'm out of here.
The highest official description of Sonic's speed labels him as hypersonic, or somewhere between Mach 5 and Mach 10. This actually isn't too far-fetched. The game Sonic Unleashed records his speed, and he can reach a maximum around 3,500 SPD.
Sonic, he's got an STD. Sonic, it burns when he pees.
Assuming SPD translates to metric meters, given the game's Japanese development, that puts Sonic's top speed over 7,872 miles per hour. Over 10 times the speed of sound, and just over the official hypersonic description.
So, is that it?
Well, it's possible, no, likely, that he's faster. In TV shows closely tied to the games, Sonic has dodged meteors, did this with a 10,000 frame per second camera, and even outran lightning. All of which implies that he can move and react around 200 to 300 times the speed of sound.
How about that one time he caught up to a cyan wisp? He said that thing's almost as fast as him, even without its laser mode.
That's right, the laser is a power it grants Sonic, not itself. Still, wisps are incredibly fast. At one point, a group of them flew from Earth's surface to a black hole in orbit in the 20 seconds Sonic and Tails were talking.
By measuring the planet's curve here, we can find that the Wisp aliens must have been moving around Mach 200. As Sonic is faster than them, this supports his cartoon feats.
Why isn't that black hole sucking up the Earth? That's what they do, right?
It's more like a pseudo-black hole fueled by hyper-go-on energy.
Yeah! I didn't know better. I'd swear you just made those words up.
Its presence near Sonic does emulate that of a singularity, and Sonic actually outran its pull for 30 seconds. Due to chaotic accretion, black holes pull non-orbiting mass inward at 30% the speed of light. Sonic's clearly pushing his running speed to its limit here, or else the black hole wouldn't have pulled him in. With this in mind, it's entirely possible that, without additional support, Sonic's maximum possible running speed must be around 200 million miles per hour.
That's insane! The fastest man-made object in real life was the New Horizons space probe, which took off at more than 36,000 miles per hour.
It took 9 years for this probe to reach Pluto, but with Sonic's speed, he could make this same trip to Pluto in less than 24 hours.
While we're tracking speed, I've always wondered how fast I can chug a beer. Start the clock, Wiz!
Are you gonna start?
I'm already done.
Moving on, even with this unbelievable speed, Sonic has far more power hidden up his sleeves.
He doesn't wear a shirt.
He can achieve the form of Super Sonic by absorbing an enormous amount of positive energy from the 7 legendary Chaos Emeralds. In this mode, he can teleport large objects, survive planet-level explosions, launch energy attacks, and fly near the speed of light.
But guess what?
Discord.
This isn't even his final form.
After the Emeralds received a boost from the Master Emerald, Sonic could achieve his ultimate state of being, Hypersonic.
He's got all the abilities of Supersonic, plus total invincibility, and a hyper flash that insta-kills everything around him. Oh, and he's definitely faster than light now.
Unfortunately, good things don't last forever. Without a steady supply of rings, these superforms can't even stick around for a full minute.
Sonic has resisted mind control from the Overmind, survived re-entry from orbit, and blasted apart a mountain. This would need more than 200 tons of TNT to pull off. And while fighting his evil RoboCopy Metal Sonic, they shattered this enormous stalactite. Holy shit, just look at the size of it!
By comparing it to the buildings in this city and applying the density of granite, the most common rocky continental crust, we found that this stalactite must weigh almost 47 million tons, which means a break like this would need a force of almost 200 kilotons of TNT.
Damn! He's definitely got what it takes to save the world from a madman scientist, even if he is kind of a dick.
Well, Sonic may be a bit arrogant, and he's certainly a thrill-seeker, but at his best, he's the definition of honest and heroic. He's used his powers to defeat Eggman time and time again, even against gigantic death machines and cataclysmic events.
Those cute and cuddly forest critters can rest easy when Sonic's gotta go fast.
I'll show you how outclassed you really are.
I'm gonna class all my own. Time to put up or shut up, Infinite.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, all this talk of Eggman's got me hungry. For Blue Apron!
By now, you've probably heard of Blue Apron, the leading meal kit delivery service in the U.S.
Be back.
But did you know about all the different kinds of delicious foods you can make? Like the honey chipotle glazed chicken with poblano and lime rice.
There's plenty to choose from, since they offer 12 new recipes each week. All you have to do is choose the 2, 3, or 4 that sound best to you, and they deliver it right to your door.
Plus, it's super simple to cook. It's got easy-to-follow instructions and perfectly proportioned ingredients. They're non-GMO, and the meat has no added hormones. My favorite part is feeling like a master chef, making creative and delicious meals with my own hands. You guys really need to try it out.
It's pretty nice coming home knowing I'll have a delicious meal I can whip up with ease.
So check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free at blueapron.com/battle. That's blueapron.com/battle to get your first 3 meals free. But right now, it's time for a death battle!
Hello? That's a mine. Finders keepers, pal. Whoa! You asked for it, Tuppy. too slow. Come here. Oh, give me a break. Now I'll show you. Yeah!
Let's go.
Oh, shoot. Mamma mia. Woohoo! I'm the winner.
Whoa! How did that happen? I know Nintendo won the console wars, but I really seem to remember Sonic having this one in the bag.
I'm sure Sonic could have won in specific circumstances, but more times than not, Mario takes the victory. Keep in mind this analysis was done with a focus on the games and their closely tied media, excluding alternate contrary sources like the Archie comics or the Mario Brothers movie, where Mario and Sonic are essentially entirely different characters from their gaming counterparts.
Sonic had speed in the bag, obviously, but Mario was way too tough for him.
Their top strength feats paint this picture very, very clearly.
But I know what you're thinking. What good is Mario's strength if he couldn't even hit the blue blur? He's way too fast, right?
Yes and no. While Mario obviously couldn't match Sonic's relativistic top-running speeds, he's moved efficiently as a bolt of electricity and piloted the Star Diver. Based on our calculations, this puts him at the same level as Sonic's own reactionary feats. Since Mario was tough enough to tank almost anything Sonic could throw at him, it was only a matter of time before he tagged the blue blur with a deadly blow.
But what about chaos control? Couldn't Sonic just stop time and take care of things? What?
It's heavily implied he knows how to, but Sonic has never actually used the time stop ability in canon. Even then, Mario's stopwatch does the same thing, putting them on equal footing.
Ah, don't do that! Where's my wallet?
Actually, most of Mario and Sonic's power-ups countered each other in this way. Mario even had plenty of options for defending against Sonic's invincible super forms. But Mario also had a much wider variety of power-ups, offering multiple ways to overpower Sonic. For example, he could have frozen Sonic solid, or even turned him into gold. His arsenal would always outlast Sonic's because he's been shown to carry more of them on his person.
Oh, God! Oh, I've seen things!
But even then, Mario's durability blew Sonic's out of the water. Even if we assume the 200 kiloton stalactite feat was entirely Sonic's doing, Mario survived an explosion that was 12 times more powerful. Simply put, Sonic didn't have a lot of viable options that could take Mario down for good.
I always knew Sonic was impressive, but Mario is just ridiculous. Probably that mustache.
Sonic was obviously incredibly fast, but he couldn't compete with Mario's superior strength, durability, and varied arsenal.
He got...
Guardians of treasure, champions of justice.
and prove that if you've got enough brute strength, you don't need to be smart to kick some serious ass.
Donkey Kong, defender of the world's largest banana horde.
And Knuckles the Echidna, guardian of the all-powerful Master Emerald.
We've already established that Mario and Sonic-related power-ups counter each other. For example, DK's Strong Kong could counter Hyper Knuckles. So for this fight, we'll be sticking to the bare essentials.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Now this is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The ones that shall keep it may prosper.
But the ones who touch Donkey Kong's banana horde must die. See, I know literature. Well, the parts about killing, anyway.
Long ago, an illegal pet gorilla famously did battle with his abusive owner atop a construction site.
The ape's name was Donkey Kong, and the conflict didn't go so well for him.
After escaping, he fled to a remote island with his son, also named Donkey Kong. His son would later bear a child destined to rule the island. This powerful ape was named, you guessed it, Donkey Kong.
Being a gorilla, Donkey Kong naturally loves bananas.
No. Real gorillas primarily eat plants like stems and bamboo shoots, and sometimes termites to fight diarrhea.
Too much info, Wiz. Well, this gorilla loves bananas so much that he's hoarded hundreds for himself. And if someone tries to take away any of his delicious golden treasures, may God help them.
And yet his enemies have been bold enough to steal his entire stockpile several times, right out from under his nose. That's what happens when you hog every banana on the island to yourself. Just basic supply and demand.
Donkey Kong weighs 800 pounds and stands about 8 feet tall. That's almost twice as big as a normal gorilla. He spends his afternoons as if he were a Florida native by finding ways to kill crocodiles, such as crushing them with his sheer weight, chucking barrels at them like his old man, or just straight up punching them to death.
The strength this ape wields is so tremendous, his very palms can shake the earth. And his trademark giant punch can send his victims flying beyond the horizon.
But just because he's strong doesn't mean he's slow. He can unleash a flurry of blows so fast he ignites the hydrogen in the air, creating explosions.
This is similar to...
Sorry about that.
Oops. Just don't show your camera again. Accidentally removed. You just don't show your face. We don't want another situation like Edgy where you know.
So what's it?
Sudden death.
So,
No, he's faster than me.
Lisa, what?
With Death Battle, our combatants are always extraordinary in one way or another, whether they're a superhero or a plumber.
But these two are literally built to show up the rest of their kind. Mewtwo, the genetically engineered Pokemon.
And Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Dr. Fuji was working to create a brand new life form which would change the world.
That's great and all, but he had something else in mind.
Fuji hoped his experiments would help him discover a way to resurrect the person he cherished most, his deceased daughter, Amber.
With unlimited resources funded by mob money, he figured out how to clone his daughter's ball of consciousness. Because science!
But before he could finish, he had to create the most powerful Pokemon, a clone of the legendary Mew.
And he named him Mewtwo.
Yeah, Fuji wasn't very creative when it comes to naming, but when you can create a new life form with nothing but a fossilized eyelash, you know you're a master of genetic engineering. A field I'd love to get more experience in myself.
Told you 1,000 times, Wiz. You're not gonna alter my DNA.
What are you talking about? I would never do that.
Always watching, Wiz. Always.
Growing up in a test tube, Mewtwo's only companions were Fuji's other test subjects, including Amber herself, through some sort of psychic link.
Amber taught Mewtwo about the sun, the moon, tears, and, life stuff. Oh, and also death when she died for good right in front of him.
Worrying this may be too mentally traumatic for the still infant Mewtwo, Dr. Fuji's team erased all memory of her. Unfortunately, this left Mewtwo with a feeling of loss and confusion, and no memories to explain why.
With nothing else to do, Mewtwo decided to take out all his aggression on all of humanity. Then he turned some stupid kid into stone, a bunch of Pokemon cried, and Mewtwo figured out humans aren't so bad after all.
Mewtwo is one of the most powerful Psychic-type Pokemon, defeating its foes with the power of its mind.
Alright, wait a minute. You keep calling him it. Is Mewtwo a guy or a girl?
Well, neither. Technically, it's genderless.
Oh. How does it bang?
It doesn't.
Bummer. Well, one thing's for sure, it's got balls of ghost energy that blow holes in stadiums, had an onslaught of undodgeable stars, multiple types of defensive shields, and a healing ability for when those shields don't quite cut it.
Alongside its other abilities, Mewtwo's favorite move is Psychic, a powerful form of telekinesis. With it, Mewtwo can effortlessly send enemies as heavy as a 500-pound Onix flying through the air.
He can even make himself fly like a Zubat out of hell.
Also, it can augment its melee combat with psychic energy or occasionally a massive spoon.
Would you say he sometimes spoons his enemies?
No, nothing about Mewtwo is cuddly, especially when it uses Hyper Beam or Psy Strike. Attacks so strong they can incapacitate the toughest Pokemon in a single hit.
And when trouble comes a-knocking, Mewtwo answers the door with a badass Mega Evolution.
Mewtwo is one of the few Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving without the assistance of a trainer. As Mega Mewtwo Y, it gains enormous boosts in strength, defense, and speed.
Making Mewtwo powerful enough to fly into space while carrying a
fast enough to breach escape velocity over 25,000 miles per hour, over 32 times the speed of sound.
So, really fast.
Mewtwo is known to skilled with psychic prowess. It can wipe specific memories from dozens of people at once.
On top of all that, it can survive a massive amount of abuse. Like the time it got double impaled by an alien Pokemon's tentacles. Didn't they censor that?
It effortlessly defeated most of the Pokemon Champions team, including a legendary Articuno. It also teleported an entire crater lake from the top of Mount Cana. This lake is comparable to a similar body of water in the real world, Lake Kilauea, which holds over 385 million tons of water.
Wow! That's almost enough power to lift my ex-wife on buffet day.
Being a psychic Pokemon, Mewtwo is naturally weak to bug, ghost, and dark-type damage. Strange Dr. Fuji didn't pull that code out of his DNA, but whatever.
Hey, you gotta have some sort of failsafe when you're making the world's most powerful Pokemon.
Ah, yes, the ultimate failsafe against the most powerful psychic Pokemon. Bugs!
Oh, God! It's a cutter!
Dad, what the hell are you watching?
I was created, and my creators have used and betrayed me. So, I stand alone.
What are you doing up here? Let's play.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named Professor Gerald Robotnik, grandfather of Sonic's forever balding nemesis, worked to create a new life form which would change the world.
It was called Project Shadow, a covert government operation to discover the secret to immortality. Besides, like diet and exercise, because fuck that.
In Professor Gerald's case, specifically for his granddaughter Marie, who was dying as a result of neuroimmune deficiency.
Now that I think about it, Project Shadow is a pretty scary name for a program that's all about curing diseases and saving humanity.
Maybe it has something to do with the program's secret pact with a hive mind alien race called Black Arms. Perhaps.
Are you there?
Okay. So So what do you get when you take immortality, the cure of all diseases, aliens, and put them all together to make the ultimate life form? You get a hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog was the first step toward a perfect future. And during his time in Gerald's space laboratory, Shadow and Maria grew very close.
Until they were separated by a bullet. Turns out the governments of the world weren't too fond of all the evil alien business, so they stormed the place, captured Shadow, and killed Maria right in front of him. 50 years later, Shadow escaped and decided to take his revenge by just killing everyone. Until he remembered Maria's last words were pretty much, "Don't be a dick," so he changed his mind.
Now on the side of good, Shadow dedicated himself to protecting the world from the forces of evil.
Turns out fighting the bad guys isn't too hard when you've got super strength, super speed, helped along by some awesome rocket shoes, and a bucket of deadly chaos power.
By channeling the potentially unlimited power of the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow can enhance physical attacks, heal over time, and strike with powerful energy blasts. And with the power of Chaos Control, he can warp through space and distort time, slowing it down to a crawl, or with enough power, freezing it completely.
He's got so much power, he can only contain it all with 2 inhibitor rings around his wrists. Unless he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which he can use to transform into a Super Saiyan Shadow. Super Shadow, yeah. As Super Shadow, he is completely invulnerable, can move at the speed of light, and has unlimited access to the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Enough power to stop the Space Colony Ark's collision with Earth, and to teleport a giant comet the size of a city. Assuming this rock is half hollow and using the density of concrete as minimum base, this black comet must weigh at least 915 million tons.
Even without his super form, Shadow is powerful enough to wipe out an entire alien fleet in one blast, fast enough to reach hypersonic speeds, and strong enough to play tug-of-war with a giant space monster who is so big he uses a planet a tenth the size of our moon as a chair. Naturally, when you've got this much power, you're probably a cocky dick.
Yes, Shadow is excessively overconfident in his abilities. Also, he has a terrible memory.
This guy has spent most of his life wondering who the hell he is. And even when he does remember, he usually winds up losing his memories later anyway. To be fair, if I fell from outer space and all I lost were my memories, I'd consider it a really good day. I mean, I lose them from just falling over at the bar.
That's probably not because of the fall. Also, we can't forget that the Super Shadow form only lasts so long.
Then again, when you move at light speed and have control over space and time, who cares about time limits?
Not usually a problem for the ultimate life form.
Many years ago, Professor Gerald
The Shadow.
endowed me with the power of chaos control. A normal creature like yourself doesn't stand a chance against
Shadow.
All right,
Really?
bets are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
Alright, who's gonna win? Two. Good kill.
Get away! You are not welcome here. Leave this place. What's your problem, freak? I know not its name, but it is black, red, and
Hey,
velvet.
Shadow. What did you
What?
name after you? But yeah, here,
This'll stop you. Another gem.
Yeah,
What's he doing? Chaos. I must know. No. Control!
nice.
Ha ha ha! Good try, monster, but you're done!
I hate Mewtwo.
To watch.
Chaos!
Not this time.
Oh no.
Maria. Wait, where am I? Oh my god, I'm glowing! Why am I glowing?
Sayonara.
Dang, you got body shot on your Mewtwo.
You know, Wiz, when we started Death Battle, I don't think we ever expected to see someone die by spoon.
Yeah, Shadow may have had the advantage in pure speed and power, but this time, Rain defeated Brawn.
Mewtwo got the rundown on all Shadow's abilities simply by reading his mind, giving it the knowledge it needed to counter or
Okay, I
avoid
can't
crazy
hear.
powers like Chaos
I'm
Control.
watching my
Ultimately, there was nothing really stopping Mewtwo from just taking over Shadow's mind, and its impressive durability and healing power bought it enough time to do so.
Pretty hard to win a fight when your opponent can make you forget what you're doing and who you are in an instant.
Shadow has been mind controlled before, and has always relied on outside help to recover. Even while Super Shadow was physically invulnerable, this form didn't protect his mind. Like that time he fell from space, and then the worst game ever happened.
Yeah, Shadow was gonna lose, sooner or later.
The winner is Mewtwo.
I hate Mewtwo.
Next time on Death Battle.
Hey, yeah? You ever wonder who'd win in a fight between Carolina and the Meta?
Thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring this episode. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same FDA-approved active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis.
That's right. And what's best is you can take them during the day, at night, or even on a full stomach.
The fact they're chewable makes them twice as fast-acting as a pill. It's quick, easy, and will boost your confidence when the time arises.
Blue Chew is prescribed online by licensed physicians, so you don't have to go to the doctor's office or wait in line at the pharmacy, and it ships right to your door in a discreet package.
Blue Chew is made in the USA and prepares and ships direct, so they're cheaper than a pharmacy and you don't even need to leave your house. Absolutely perfect for a busy, mad scientist like myself.
And because we love you so much, we've got a special deal for our viewers. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our promo code BATTLE. Only $5 in shipping.
Again, that's BLUEChew.com. Promo code BATTLE to try it for free. It's the better, cheaper, and faster choice for increasing performance and confidence. Speed. It's the ultimate sensation on the human body.
And today we're pitting together two of the fastest characters out there.
With these two, speed is far more than simply moving fast. Wally West, the fastest Flash from DC Comics.
And Sonic from Archie Comics, the most supersonic Sonic of all the Sonics. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. The year was 1985, and the multiverse was in crisis. Infinite Earths were on the brink of total annihilation.
But one man could save the day by running really, really, really fast. The Flash.
To save everything and everyone, Barry Allen sacrificed his life.
But the Flash wasn't all gone. Barry had a sidekick. You might say a protege.
Protege.
Wally West.
Despite the impressive amount of coincidences Barry needed to gain his speed, many others have possessed the powers of the Scarlet Speedster. But for Wally, his own coincidence is unparalleled.
Let's see. President of the Flash fan club, nephew to Flash's girlfriend who introduced him, visited while Flash had a chemical lab set up exactly like it was when he got his powers. Then, just like Barry, Wally got struck by lightning that knocked him into the chemicals and boom, flash powers. I wouldn't say this kid was super lucky,
They're
but he
knuckles.
did get struck by lightning.
The true reason?
Wait,
Because Speed Force, a dimension of infinite kinetic energy which all Flashes draw their power from.
And the DC writer's favorite scapegoat for retcons.
With his newfound ability, Wally joined Barry's crime-fighting heroics as Kid Flash. Strong of head and light of heart, he was more than a sidekick. He was a surrogate son.
So when Barry went poof, naturally Wally stepped up to be the next Crimson Comet himself.
As the Flash.
Ah!
Stop doing that. Wally obviously possesses incredible speed, easily surpassing that of light. He can run non-stop for multiple days.
Forget running. This guy looks at reality and spits in its face before giving it a swirly.
Wally can manipulate each and every one of his molecules to, for instance, survive the inside of a black hole. Barry even once regenerated from a cloud of gas.
I bet he never has any trouble with NARBs.
NARBs?
No apparent reason, boners? They're devious. Always popping up where you least expect them.
Wally can create tornadoes, toss lightning, and heal from deadly blows. These techniques are rooted in scientific theory and often require a mathematical mindset. For example, by vibrating his body at very precise frequencies, he can turn invisible, phase through objects, tear things apart while phasing through them, and even enter fourth-dimensional space.
So you're saying he'd never be able to do any of this if he was dumb?
Well, that's exactly what I decided to find out when I laced your beer with cosmic kinetic energy. It'll kick in later. With a touch, Wally can steal another speed and use it for himself. Specifically, he can take a person's kinetic energy, instantly stopping them in their tracks or even freezing them for centuries, even from those who are not linked to the Speed Force like Superman.
And his infinite mass punch can knock you across the whole planet.
Applying the laws of relativity, as Wally's fist approaches light speed, its mass technically grows to an infinite degree, striking with kinetic energy equivalent to a white dwarf star, or about 2.6 octillion tons of force. In fact, increasing the vibrational speed even further could break the universe.
The biggest nuke ever tested was 50 megatons. One punch from Wally is like 40 million of those.
Even more wild, Wally can change his vibration frequencies to affect alien energies that do not exist in his own reality.
It's how he helped take out these aliens called quantum mechanics.
Beings far beyond any physical dimension and immune to ordinary physics.
So, like a prism, Wally changed Superman's heat vision into super space magic to blast them all.
All this is absolutely insane to contemplate, but it is important to remember that Wally is somehow still human.
And a huge dork, but a fun one, not like Wiz over here. I mean, he got married and has kids, so...
Boomstick, I'm married.
What?
To my work. And Wally's family became sort of a cosmic lightning rod rooting him to reality when he time travels. Right? Boomstick, he can time travel. Isn't that fascinating?
I feel like you're trying to give me the runaround. Speaking of which, that's how he time travels, by running.
Should Wally become unmoored, he can outrun the Speed Force itself, even running to the end of reality where the concept of death no longer exists.
One time, he beat these gambler gods in a race across the universe, and they could teleport.
To win, Wally achieved trans-time velocity in less than 1 unit of Planck time, which is so infinitesimal, it is the absolute edge of measurable time itself. He was so fast, reality does not have any means to calculate or even comprehend his speed.
That's f***ing crazy. But for some reason, Wally still felt unworthy of the Flash mantle. Come on, man. Look at everything you can do.
Until one day, Barry returned.
Because Speed Force.
To determine the fastest Flash of all, Wally and Barry raced each other. This simple contest nearly tore apart the entire multiverse.
But our Kid Flash finally let it all out and won.
Even with those unimaginable feats, Wally's greatest challenge was proving his worth to himself.
He's not just another Flash, he's the fastest being in the multiverse.
Dude, as soon as you finish your drink, turn yourself in.
Got me again, Flash.
Many, many years from now, Earth will be no more.
Yep, because these hentai aliens are gonna drop a bomb that kills everyone and transforms all the animals into furries.
Welcome to Mobius, homeworld of Sonic Maurice Hedgehog, leader of a guerrilla anthropomorphic freedom-fighting group at war with the cybernetic empire of Ivo Robotnik, aka Dr. Eggman.
So, yeah, comic book Sonic is a little different from the video game. While leading his Care Bear Viet Cong in the fight against obesity and male pattern baldness, Sonic became a super skilled fighter, and he wasn't doing it for nothing. Robotnik had turned his entire family into robot slaves. What a dick.
Sonic is fast as always, but in this timeline, fast takes a new meaning. He's quick enough to create tornadoes, cause after images, turn invisible, phase through objects, and boost past light speed in the blink of an eye. He can dodge lightning and even move in between the raindrops of a downpour.
Look at this! He grabbed water and threw it like a baseball in less than 0.0000, a lot of zeros in a millisecond. He can run around the entire cosmic interstate in less than a day, and that's a highway that cuts through the multiverse. How does he get that fast on an all-chili dog diet? I mean, they give me the runs, but not that way.
He could reverse a black hole generator with his momentum alone, which then imploded, somehow sending him 849,000 light years away. Sonic's speed is so impressive that he can even move through stopped time. Let me repeat that. Time was frozen and he could still move. There is no earthly method of measuring such impossibility. In the words of the comic itself, Sonic's speed is incalculable.
I know the Archie Sonic comics can get weird, like really weird. That's just crazy.
You call it crazy.
I call it chaos.
Just like my conception. I'm told.
No.
I mean chaos as in the chaos force, an extra-dimensional field of infinite and omnipotent energy. This chaos takes physical form on Mobius in the shape of magical power rings and perfectly hewn emeralds.
And Sonic loves collecting those rings. By the time he'd scooped up 1 billion of them, the gods were so impressed they put him in a book of world records and gave him a permanent force field that makes him way tougher than anybody else.
Along with shielding his spirit and mind. But that's not all. By gathering a large amount of chaos energy, he can transform into the almighty golden Super Sonic.
Eat your heart out, Akira Toriyama.
Super Sonic possesses incredible power. He can use chaos energy for defensive barriers and beams capable of shattering moons.
Somehow, he's even faster than before, and he's totally invincible. Like when he fought the demigod and possible power drink, Enerjack. This guy could rip people apart molecule by molecule. But no dice with Super Sonic.
Like the video game, Sonic's super forms have a time limit, and now this limit can even be cut short through overuse of power. However, he battled Enerjack from day into night, so it must be able to naturally last much longer than the games, potentially over an hour.
But that's not even his final form. If he's got something as good as a Super Emerald around, he can go Ultra.
Ultra Sonic appears to possess all of Super Sonic's abilities and then some. Specifically, he can tap into the raw magic of chaos.
Yeah, there's a bunch of wizards running around Archie Sonic Land, like this mammoth vocal guy. Turns out they're all using the same chaos force.
Ultra Sonic can manipulate matter at an atomic level, changing its fundamental makeup.
Turning air to water, moving rocks around, opening portals across space-time, that kind of stuff. But while he's never changed other living beings before, it's not totally out of the question. Right, dummy?
You're correct, Boomstick. Although Ultra Sonic is not as proficient, this ugly monster wizard uses the same chaos magic, and he changed a partial robot rabbit into a full regular rabbit, a sentence so absurd, it likely damaged my internal processor.
Don't worry, it was never great. I took it from a refrigerator. Ultra Sonic has altered his own body to better traverse difficult terrain. With all this in mind, he could theoretically be able to change the molecular makeup of others too. Just like this.
Ow.
But if changing molecules isn't crazy enough, we need to talk about something even crazier.
Chaos itself. Chaos magic is typically used for one of 3 things: increasing physical ability, providing lost knowledge, and granting wishes.
Like a freaking genie, Sonic's wish to reverse brainwashing, turn back time, revive the dead, and even rewrote all reality in his whole multiverse with a Kamehameha Chaos Beam. Okay. If he can literally just wish his problems away, you'd think he'd have way less trouble dealing with a fat ginger named after breakfast food.
Honestly, he rarely did, but Sonic's a glutton for adventure and action. So over the years, he and the Good Doctor formed an unhealthy codependent relationship.
Just like us. Life's not the same without his oval-shaped enemy to beat up on. So they're back at it every chance they get. Come on, guys, just get a room already.
But after being defeated so many times, both Eggman and Mogul independently came to the same conclusion. By collecting so many rings and emeralds over the years, Sonic has become a literal embodiment of chaos itself. As in, he's a variable that cannot be accounted for, a wrench in the cogs of reality. Without him even realizing it, fate bends to him.
You know you're a badass when the most powerful chaos wizard out there decides the only way to beat you is to just wait until you die of old age.
It's ridiculous. It's absurd. It's unexplainable.
It's Sonic the freaking Hedgehog.
Oh, I like the hang, but I gotta juice.
All right, the combatants are set. We've run the data through all possibilities.
A phone and provider that's as fast as these guys.
This episode is sponsored by Samsung and AT&T 5G.
Rooster Teeth is joining forces with Samsung and AT&T 5G to kick things off for our upcoming RTX at-home virtual event. Oh, and definitely be sure to check out the new Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G powered by Over to AT&T.com/Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G to learn how you can get the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 5G for free.
Or the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G for $299.99 for a limited time.
But right?
Alright, Chad, I actually have to go now. I'm late. I'm late to something.
Alright, let's just watch Sonic vs. Goku rap battles now. No, watch something like this.